Howdy, y'all, and welcome to the Archeryshack Shop Talk. I'm Jeremy.
I'm TJ.
This is number 45. We're getting closer and closer to that 1 year mark, and at the 1 year mark, we're going to go live on that Saturday evening. We'll get a date for you here soon. I have to look up and see where we're at, but we're at week 45. We got to get to 52, and we're going to give away a recurve bow and some other smaller items, shirts and stuff like that. So y'all get ready to tune in for that.
Yeah.
As always, if you need a bowstring, check out archeryshackstrings.com and use code podcast15 for 15% off your order. We greatly appreciate it. What are we going to talk about today, T-Bob?
Well, let's see. Happy 4th of July to everybody out there. A little bit late.
Yep.
Be a happy early birthday to you too.
Man, I'm getting old. I'll tell you what we need to talk about. More so than my birthday. Uh-oh. Hang on, I unplugged something.
There you go. I got one.
Stay. Nope. Oh, it's getting sketchy.
We need to get us a new one.
We're going to talk about an animal called a Jacob's fourhorn.
I know where this is going.
Here's an idea to think about, and we've been thinking about it.
Well,
we're not going to tell them the whole extent of the story.
No.
But we're looking at going on a hunt this fall and possibly filming some stuff just to change up our 3D shooting and bow tuning. What if we film TJ shooting a speed goat and I got the camera like how much? Oh man, I messed it up again, didn't I?
Yeah.
Dang it.
I got there we go. Yep.
It'll stay. My Lord.
There it goes.
All
Don't move.
I'm not even gonna breathe. But anyway, it'd be neat to film a hunt is what I was getting at.
Yeah.
But not just a deer, like something cool. And I wish we need to take donations for an elk hunt for me and TJ. We just need about 15 to 20 grand. We'll go slay one.
Yeah, I guess we can go start a GoFundMe page, but I don't know how well that would work on GoFundMe. I know people do some stuff on there. I ain't never really.
I've seen people start one for a speeding ticket and get money.
I don't know about all that, but
anyway, it'd be neat to film us some hunts.
Yeah,
but not like around here hunts, like something wild. Probably wouldn't. I had a guy that I used to make strings for, and I've lost touch with him. I had to look back through my emails, but he was out of Texas. And had invited me, this was like 6 or 7 years ago, to come down there and shoot one of them axis deer. And I should have done it. But something like that would be cool. A Texas javelina hunt.
Yeah.
We could go to the zoo, shoot a zebra.
I don't think DNR and the zoo people would like that.
They wouldn't know. Until the zebra didn't show up the next morning to eat. But anyway. Maybe we'll get something like that going and just see how much interest there is in a hunting video here and there.
Oh Lord, I can see where this is going to go already.
We at the state park. Turn off your lights.
Hey Jeremy, you ever had that not so easy feeling early in the morning?
Instead of TK and Mike, it's gonna be TJ and Jerome. But
or T-Bob, as everybody in the shop calls me.
Mm-hmm. But anyway, that'll be neat. July is hot. It's real hot. Too hot, humid, all this mess. Still, everybody's hollering about the corona. So, hopefully nobody's caught it. And if you have, hopefully it wasn't bad. I know a few people that's had it, and they had very mild symptoms. So,
yeah.
But we getting closer to our bow season starts here September the 15th. Our state's kind of weird. So, the upstate starts September 15th with bow season, and then that lasts for about 2 weeks. Then muzzle loaders can come in. You can hunt with bow or muzzle loader for another week or so, 2 weeks.
And then rifle.
Then rifle. But 2 hours down the road, Columbia, which is the middle of our state, all the way to the bottom, August 15th, everything opens. Yep. Bow, rifle, whatever you want to take. So, to me, that's weird. I'm glad we are up here because I think it helps us with bow stuff, having a bow season, because we see a lot of folks, they just they'll whoop their bow out a week before the season out of the closet. If it needs something, they'll get it, but they got to bow hunt if they want to hunt, which it ultimately helps our business. But there's archery shops down in the low country too, but I think a lot of people, if they had the option to just go straight to the rifle, they'd go straight to the rifle.
Oh yeah.
So hopefully they don't change that for us ever. But it's been that way since I can remember.
Well, and it opens up in the lower part of the state. I don't know if this is a smart, well, there's got to be some kind of marketing behind it all. But you can kill a buck in velvet, which I would honestly love to do and
Me
get
too.
one mounted. But
Yep.
But I have heard that the mosquitoes down there are about the size of wasps and everything else. So you had to take a couple thermocells with you.
I think there's rattlesnake problems and all kinds of stuff down there. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you something. We've been talking about it in the shop today. Today that's
Saharan
dust or whatever came through here, and it's crazy looking outside.
Yeah.
But anyway, I just seen it on something popped up on my phone about it.
Probably a air quality control.
Mm-hmm. But couple shoots coming up locally for us. That's cool.
Yeah. Next week will be Tab.
And then Kiwi, and then
that's it for about a month.
That's crazy. What a weird year.
Yeah.
What a weird year. We ain't gonna know how to act because we're gonna get used to this year, and then next year it's gonna be completely different or back to normal.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I've been seeing where the R100 has been canceling shoots left and right. So I don't know. Which I at least got the one in Homer, Georgia, which if we'd kind of known what was going to happen, we'd have probably went and shot it.
Absolutely, we would have. I'm just looking up R100.
But, even on our live feed and everything, we kept hammering the TAC because, the TAC is probably one of my favorite shoots now.
Well, that, and we could have done some on-site live feeds and stuff like that. Yeah, here's they canceled the Michigan R100 in August.
There was another
They
one.
canceled the Wisconsin one in July. They canceled the Massachusetts one, which was late June. Yeah, they're just boom, boom, boom. I mean, good Lord.
Yeah. And once they finally decided that, well, at first they said that they weren't going to cancel the TAC in Tennessee, that they were going to try to move it.
It made us not mad, but like I had even emailed them and I was like, because we had a decent group with the shop going, and I was like, hey, what are y'all doing? Because we didn't want to pay for it if they're going to cancel it. And it got pretty close there to where we were like, all right, we ain't booked a hotel or done whatever, and then they canceled it, which I kind of had the gut feeling they were, but
I was trying to be optimistic, I guess you could say.
But
and plus I was looking forward to going back to Jack Daniels.
Yeah, that was kind of neat. Last year, we stayed probably 30 minutes over.
Yeah.
Where the TAC's at in Tennessee, there's nothing. I mean,
nothing.
Absolutely. You're going to drive a good 20 minutes to find anything. But I was like, hey, we can stay 30 minutes away and be over there literally a quarter mile from the Jack Daniels distillery. And I had been there before and done their tour and all that, and it was real neat. So me, TJ, and the Sea Otter stayed over there, and then a couple other folks camped at the TAC, which had been fun too. But we had this little town, Lynchburg, Tennessee, that we were in, and literally could walk everywhere on foot. It's a neat little town. If you've never been there, check it out. But we did the distillery tour and all that. I'd like to do it several more times.
Oh yeah, so
they recently let you start doing the samples, because when I'd been before, it's a dry county, which is weird.
Mm-hmm.
But they couldn't sell it, you couldn't taste it, nothing there. But now they've changed it. Actually, when I went there, they could sell you one souvenir bottle of Jack Daniels when you left or whatever. But when we went, they've changed it, and there was about 5 years difference from when I went to when we went. But now they got sampling tours, which it's nothing. It's just a little bitty sample, but and you can buy as much as you want from their gift shop.
Yeah,
they've got all sorts of different brews that they've made, but very neat tour. Just to see how all that works and is made and how big it is.
Yeah,
it's wild.
And it's weird too. With that being a dry county, the Dollar General right down the road from us was selling beer.
Well, I think by dry county they just mean liquor, I think.
Okay.
But
Well,
it's crazy.
I think a dry county meaning no alcohol at all.
It is crazy. But yeah, that was a nice trip, and it sucks we didn't get to go this year.
Oh,
but it'll
man,
be back. It'll be back.
At the stories we could tell on that one.
Yeah, of just about. We got to do a podcast with the sea otter
and the bobcat.
And the bobcat. They're brothers, and talk about them bringing an alligator back from Louisiana.
Yeah.
I just need to get them out here. We'll do it. Y'all stay tuned. But
yeah, I guess right now, I don't know. I guess everybody's fixing to start taking vacations.
And soon we'll really be talking about hunting season again.
Yeah.
So who knows? I don't even know what to think about the rest of the year.
I don't either. I mean, I kind of done got into. I ain't no professional golfer or anything, but I've been playing golf a lot here lately. It's something to do. I ain't even picked up my bow.
Other than bows we've tuned, I hadn't shot mine in quite some time. Actually, the last time I think we all shot
was right before.
We had set the range up to have a shoot. The COVID thing happened. We could have had the shoot, but they were hollering no more. They don't want more than groups of 5 or whatever. And I was like, well, I just don't want people to freak. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we canceled the shoot, and then pretty much everybody that worked here, we went out there, about 5, 6, 7 of us, whatever it was, and shot the course before we took the targets up. And that was maybe early April.
Early April. I remember it being hot.
Yeah. And that was it. We hadn't really shot since.
Mm-mm. And it never fails. Let's see. It never fails that pretty much the tab shoot will be the weekend that my wife has to work, which Dawn will have to work too. Vanessa and
yeah.
Thank God that Vanessa and Dawn are on the same schedule because I can keep up with it.
Yeah. Yeah. And you're right. There's certain weekends we both have small children, so there's certain weekends we can't shoot. I think last time when Kiwi had that shoot the other week, we both were kind of couldn't go.
Yeah.
But we'll get something here sooner than later. I'd like to at least shoot a shoot before the end of the year, you know. Yeah. But it's going to be hot, but we'll get it done.
Yeah.
But won't be long. We'll be doing our 1-year anniversary podcast. Probably going to change some things up. Hadn't talked about it a whole lot after that year. I don't know if we'll start doing a live podcast or if we'll change around the days we're doing stuff. We're going to change something.
Yeah.
Just to keep everybody interested. We've been having a lot of good feedback for the most part on our Thursday night live feed. So we may change up and start doing a live podcast. And I don't know if we'll keep it, if we'll start doing 2 live things a week or 1 live thing a week, or I don't know what we'll do, but we'll do something.
Yeah.
We've talked about maybe doing a live podcast where we're just sitting here and talking to y'all and answering questions, and then go back on Thursdays to what we really meant it to be for, and it'd be Fletch and Ayers working on bows, not just sitting at the counter.
Yeah.
That could be a possibility, but we'll figure out something.
Yeah.
If you got any suggestions, we'd love to hear them.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and we love doing the podcast and the live feeds. We really do. But with everything fixing to kick into high gear,
we're just trying
it's already in high gear.
Yeah, we're trying to make it easiest on us because the other week when we missed the Thursday night, you know, we had people in the shop. We had bows that had to be done like the next day. So I was like, listen, I hate it, but we got to get this stuff.
Yeah.
We don't want to tell a customer, well, we didn't have your stuff done because we had to get on YouTube. And I mean, no offense to YouTube, but
yeah,
that's just the way it is.
Yeah, and I mean, I know a lot of them understand everything,
yeah.
but so we're just trying to figure out what'd be the best way to go about it.
The good thing if we went live on the podcast would be, and now this is a huge deal either, but like we pre-record this, I have to go put it on the computer, piece stuff together, get all the audio synced, do this, do that, do the other. You know, I probably got another, I'd say, hour into getting this together on top of us doing it. Then it has to upload and do all that stuff. I could cut that out because if we go live, it's just there. You know what I mean? At the end, I hit leave it public and we're done.
The only thing about it is the sound wouldn't be as good.
Sound wouldn't be as good, and we'd be just on the cell phone instead of a fancy camera. But
yeah,
we'll have to see we'll just have to see how that works. I mean, we still have some stuff like this, especially if we go like ATA show or if we're going on a trip doing something, but I don't know. And then the other thought would be, don't quit with a weekly podcast, do a once a month podcast, but maybe every time have somebody on here or have somebody on a Zoom call or something exciting going on. I mean, I don't know. That's all the stuff I've kind of thought of, but we'll see. We got a few weeks to figure all that out.
Oh yeah.
I'm still proud. We went a whole year because I remember starting this and we kept saying, "Listen, we're just going to try this for a week or two." Anyway, our battery went dead and we're back. But with the thing, we could pop up, once a month with a guest type thing and make that a podcast. Sometimes I feel like, and I know we are, it's just sort of a boring thing and we do it because we got to do it. But at least we went a whole year. And I think what I was saying before the thing went dead was, I remember when we were like, we're just trying this for 2 or 3 weeks. And then the views kept getting more and more and more. And I was like, well, I guess people are liking it. So we kept doing it. But we just trying to figure out how to change it if we need to, how to make it easiest. I mean, I don't want to make it so easy on us that the quality sucks. You know what I mean? Like if we need to keep doing it this format, that's fine. But just what's the best way to go about doing it?
Yeah. Let's see, what else? I don't think nothing crazy has gone on in the shop.
No bow explosions.
Well,
Oh man.
we avoided a bow explosion today.
Called T-Bob the bomb squad.
Had a bow come in and guy wanted a rest, so we ordered a rest. I think it's supposed to be here any day now. And so for once we had a slow day in the shop. So I was like, well, I'm gonna go ahead and at least get the string put on this bow. And what's the name of it?
Hootie's Burger Bar.
I ain't never heard of that. So I got it down and I put it in the press to get the peep out and everything. And I took it to the vise, and it's got some limb saver limb shocks in it. So I took and I slid it down, and just something didn't feel right or anything. So I run my finger over it and everything. Sure enough, the bottom limb was cracked on this thing. And we were measuring the strings out on our 100-pound measuring system. I'm like, might as well put them back on the wall. And you looked at me like, wow, what's that? I was like, well, look, check his bottom limb out. And I don't know if somebody had tried to glue it back down, but it would have not have turned out good if we wouldn't have found that, because I was fixing to just put the strings on it and hang it back up until the rest got here. But so we avoided that and got him some fresh new limbs on the way.
It's crazy how that happens sometimes,
Mm-hmm.
but it's just, I guess, the nature of the beast. At least we're not right at hunting season.
Oh man,
that's what sucks, And if we'd have been right at hunting season, I'm sure the conversation would have went, "Do you think I could just shoot it like it is?" And we'd have been like,
"No,
probably wouldn't." And then he'd have had to say, "Do it or don't do it." Which if he'd have said do it, we'd have probably done it. But we'd have strongly advised to not do that.
Well, we would have not have shot the bow or put it on the draw board.
Right.
So, I mean, here's another thing. Most of the United States we're in the summertime. Please do not leave your bows or crossbows in a hot vehicle of any sort for anything. I had one come in the other day, and I mean, it literally, I grabbed it. I'm like, man, this bow's so stinking hot, and it's probably been in the car all day from when the guy got here, but you can really, you could get hurt by doing that.
Yeah.
Just
the main things it does, people ask all the time, but people will hand us bows, and we'll have to sit it down, and it'll be so hot.
Yeah.
So the bow limbs are made out of fiberglass. That resin holds those limbs together. It'll delaminate that resin and cause a bow explosion. And also, the strings will literally be dripping with wax from where they got so hot. So what that means is your strings and cables have stretched out God knows how much.
Yep.
All the wax is out of them. Just not a good scenario. Heat really stretches, and when we're into the hundreds of degrees, it really stretches a string.
Yeah.
I mean, like, there's no fixing that.
Yeah. So, I mean, we're not saying if you got to take it to the shop. I mean, yeah, you're going to have the air on, but, you know, don't take it to work with you that morning. I'm going to run by the shop when I get off at 5 o'clock. Don't leave that bow in that car all day like that. Cause I mean, because it could be bad.
It's, we see it a lot, especially during the summer right before the season.
Man.
And, I mean, I know you go to work, you maybe can't take the bow in, but you got to figure out something. I'll never forget, back when I was working at the hospital, a doctor wanted me to work on his bow, and we didn't get in trouble, thank God, but I told him, I said, don't leave that thing out there in your car. So he brought it in a bow case and left it in our locker room or whatever. And I remember I left toting it, and I thought, Lord, I mean, I knew everybody. I knew the security guard. I knew everybody, and they knew that I worked on bows and stuff. But still, I was like, I'm toting a weapon out of a hospital. I'm going to prison. But no, nothing ever got said.
No. But yeah, that's the biggest thing, especially right now, that we'll see come in the shop, is please don't leave your bows or crossbows in a hot car all day.
It could get bad. The worst, I've told it on here before, but the worst I've seen was early 2000s. A guy snatched a bow back. It was still hot. The axle broke out of the top limb. The cam hit him in the mouth, knocked out several teeth, really cut into his lip. I mean, it jacked him up.
Mm-hmm.
And that's no joke. That is 100% what happened. And it wasn't funny, but he was like, afterwards, he was like, I had the bad piece of shit bow blew up and all this. And so we got, we asked a few questions, and then he was talking about it had been in the car all day, and it was, when I drew it back, man, it about burnt my hand. And I was like, okay, now we got the real story.
Yeah.
But
and just about like that, and people would fixed blade versus mechanical.
Mm-hmm. And the same thing with the derail stories. I just pulled it back and it exploded. Yeah. And it's like, yeah, that don't happen usually.
Well, I let my cousin draw it back, and the real story comes out.
Yeah, I did torque it a little bit.
Yeah,
you torqued it. You really torqued it. But nah, it's all good. We see all sorts of people come in. My favorite is to see them coming across the old parking lot with a BI-LO bag, sack full of
parts,
a grocery store bag full of parts, and you're like, ooh, this is going to be a story here.
Yeah.
And like you say, it's normally my brother, my cousin, somebody snatched it back and let her roll.
Yeah.
But I'm even sort of anxious now with these short bows. We try our best if somebody comes in and wants to mess with one to put what we call the safety release. And in some of the videos I've done, I've caught hell because I've pulled a bow back without an arrow, but the safety release, now granted, I mean, a loop could fail and still dry fire the bow. But
yeah,
the safety release, it don't have a release mechanism. It's a welded hook, you know what I mean? It's still got the trigger and all on it. So, I mean, I understand. People see it and they're like, oh, you dumbass. But I got on there and argued with one guy one day, but I usually don't even mess with those people. That's a whole nother story. But somebody comes in to pull a bow back. They pull it back with their hand and put so much twist in the string trying to let it down, it can derail it. That's what I was getting at. That safety release. Just put on the safety release, or let's just shoot the thing. You know what I mean? Like that guy you had that day and was like, holy crap, it let off. And I was back there, but I heard him say it, and you said after that, you told him just shoot the thing.
Yeah, it was, well, he got a Voke LT, and he's like, I want it on 90%. And I told him, I said, dude, I was like, you're pretty much going to have to force it down, because at 90% it's holding nothing back. And everybody's seen on YouTube where they take the evolves and all that, pull it on the draw board, and it hangs there at full draw. Mm-hmm. And so finally, he was like, okay, we're just going to shoot it, be easier. But what a lot of people don't see in our video, in which, because we do edit it out, But when we tie a loop on or anything, before we even draw that bow back, we're putting it on our draw board that has a safety cord on it. So in case that loop does fail, it'll fail right there.
Yeah, and it'll catch it. And I mean, we're pre-stretching it and all that stuff. But
yeah,
I don't. In recent comments, I don't think nobody's went crazy on us. Used to, people just, good God, I'd have to delete comments and all that. But
yeah, we try to take every bit of safety precaution that we can with bows, and I mean, it's just, I don't know, we just got so used to it. I guess when it happens one day to us, then we'll
yeah. I remember that guy that I did a bow review that me and him was arguing about, and I was like, well, hell, let this son of a bitch blow up. I paid for it, you know.
Yeah.
But anyway, I hadn't had any of those good people lately, thank God.
Yeah.
I have been surprised that we hadn't had yet. It is coming like you predicted, but not a lot of crossbow interest so far.
It's coming because
it's the rifle people.
Yeah. So you'll have the crossbows will start to pick up probably like the week before, because they'll put them, well, crossbows will pick up, which now Walmart leaves them out all year round. I think. But it starts getting towards archery season, and you'll get people coming in, hey, I want a crossbow. I was like, don't want a compound, want a crossbow. I just want to be able to sight it in and go hunting the next morning kind of deal. In which, that's fine. I mean, but
Vapor Trail, this is something y'all don't even need to know, but Vapor Trail will be here Monday.
Okay.
We had started dealing with Vapor Trail on their limb drivers, and that is a great company.
Yeah.
They're very easy to work with. They I don't know, I like their rest.
Mm-hmm.
I like it when people's customer service is simple. You know what I mean? Like, I hate when we call in an order to somebody, we don't get no notification, we don't know if they've got it in, don't got it in, have they shipped it, and that happens. 50% of the people we deal with are a pain in the ass. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's just the way it is. But the this thing's cutting off again. I wish a lot of average Joes could see all the behind the scenes calls and work it does sometimes to get their stuff here in a timely manner. But
man,
we've had reps lose orders. We've had them ship the wrong product. We've had them just all sorts of stuff. It gets to be a pain in the ass, and we've quit dealing with companies before because of it. But the more companies we deal with, it's almost like it's great when you come across somebody like Vapor Trail that's on it. But now it's almost like there's so many that are not on it. I don't want to say got used to it, because it still sucks, but it ain't like it used to. We get a bad thing or two, and I'd be like, hell with it. We'll find somebody else. But and then we kept getting more and more and more and more mediocre and bad customer service. But I don't know.
I just hate, now this is pre-COVID, but I hate calling in an order, or, now we just got to where we either call the rep while the customer's standing here, or we'll text him.
I like the email and text route because there's a paper trail.
Yeah, I agree.
I didn't get that order. Well, hell, here's a screenshot of the email from 2 months ago.
And, we normally, like you say, we used to call them, but now we try to text, and every once in a while we'll still call. But, 2 weeks. Well, last year we got in a lot of hot water. We told the guy 2 weeks, and it ended up taking a month for a bow to get here.
On situations, I hate being the middleman, because ultimately, like you say, we're just telling the customer what we were told, and then when that don't happen, we look like the bad guys, and we're just in the middle. And then I know there's bad shops out there that like don't order stuff when they're supposed to and all that, and then I won't mention the bow company. We don't deal with them anymore, but anyway, I had a guy, this was like 2016, order a bow. They told me like 3 weeks. I told him that, and it was getting kind of close to hunting season. 3 weeks pass, nothing. I call him. Oh yeah, it'll be any day now. I tell him, all right, any day now. It ended up being another 2 or 3 weeks, and this guy is heated. You know what I mean? And I even gave him the number, and I've done this on a few occasions. I'm like, here, I don't want you to think, that I did something that I didn't do something I said I did. I said, here's the number to my rep and the factory. Feel free to call them and verify anything you want to verify or raise hell or whatever. And I don't think he did, but I just sometimes reps and companies make you look bad, and I don't particularly like that.
And then, a lot of times we've got where we would bypass the rep.
Yeah, we've had to do that a few times. That's always a pain in the butt.
And it still turns out the same way.
Yeah.
And so we just learned that if they tell us 3 weeks, we're going to add another week or two to it.
Well, that, and like if you've ordered that product recently and it took more time than what they just told you, you might as well count on what it actually just took.
Yeah.
Because they just trying to smooth it over and get them a few bucks. But
yeah.
Anyway, I don't know how I even got on that, but middle of summer, man, hot, humid.
Hot ain't even the word for it.
Crazy. I'm ready to do something new and exciting. I don't know what that is in the archery world, but let's Frankenbow a crossbow. How about that? Has that ever been done? Let's put prime cams on a crossbow.
Holy smoke.
And let Jackie shoot it. Might kill the old fella.
You might want to make him sign a waiver.
If he's dead, we ain't got to worry about a waiver. Nah,
we ain't going to do nothing that crazy.
It would be neat, wouldn't it?
It'd be neat. I agree with that. That'd be neat as all get out. Maybe our buddy Leon can come up with something and give us some blueprints.
Remind me, Leon texted me. We got to make him another string.
Uh-oh. Out of that one we just seen him?
Yeah, something. He calculated something wrong or something.
Okay.
I forget what he said. He said he was sending us more measurements.
Okay.
But
yeah, maybe he can. If he could figure that out, like I said, it'd be neat to do. I don't know if there'd be enough space between the limbs on one of these new bears.
Let me answer him back while I'm thinking about it.
I don't know. I'm just ready for some cooler weather.
As I've got older, I used to love the summer, but I think I love the summer so much because I hated school so much.
Yeah.
As a kid, the summer was the freedom time, but
yeah.
Now, like, I guess fall's my favorite. I like spring, but now my sinuses have gotten worse as I've got older, so now spring's sinus problem time.
Yeah.
So the fall is like hunting season. It's cooling down. You can go look at the leaves in the mountains and do all that fancy stuff. And then you got like all the cool stuff. Like you got Halloween. A month later, you got
Thanksgiving.
And a month later, Christmas, and then New Year's and all that. So I don't know. That's a good time of year.
I don't know. My sinus and everything go crazy in the fall with the ragweed coming out.
I've had trouble in the fall, but nothing like in the spring. I don't know. And it's crazy because around about 10 years ago, I started slowly having a little bit of sinus problems, and it's gotten worse and worse and worse ever since. When I was a kid, no problems. And then now that I'm old and fat, the summer's hot, so it ain't as fun anymore. But I still like the summer. I mean,
I do too. I don't know. I guess if we had less humidity, if you walked outside, you wouldn't automatically shirt stick to you pouring sweat.
I've been places where it's hotter but no humidity, and to me that's great.
Yeah.
But it can even be in the 70s and low 80s here, and it's like you say, you'll be drenched from all the dang humidity. But anyway, I guess we'll wrap this up. I know we've been jabbering again, but may try to get a guest on here in the next couple of weeks just to change things up a bit, and we'll also come up in the next podcast or two with exact stuff on our giveaway for our 1 year thing and what all we're going to change after that. So
we need to get old Randy Ireland of Obsession TV on before he starts
We need to do that.
100% hunting.
We need to do that. We should have got Cliff on. We could have probably done something with him today. I didn't even think about it.
He won't. I asked him one time before, and he said,
Okay, never mind. Cliff Pierce is this cool cat we know. He's a taxidermist. He goes and guides elk hunts, and he worked for Realtree as a cameraman for a number of years, and he's got, great stories and insight. Great hunter, but he's a quiet type of fella, so I guess he didn't want to. He probably wouldn't. I don't know if we could talk him into it or not, but
I don't know. We might.
he'd be a good one. He's just got stories from all over the country about hunting and stuff, all kind of taxidermy stuff to talk about. But anyway, we'll get off here. We'll get y'all something interesting for next week.
Yep.
And we appreciate y'all watching. We'll see you next time.
See y'all.